What is going on, guys? Jason Burke here, Styles Clash for Life, coming at you on YouTube, and today I've got some football focus. The Pittsburgh Steelers just made their first two official roster moves of the new season. They just made their first two official cuts as we head into free agency. Official free agency is next Wednesday as I post this, but the moves will start being announced next Monday. So we have officially about 5 days until free agency moves start being made and made official. So Pittsburgh is clearing up some cap space. They cut two players this week, both of which I think are addition by subtraction. These are two good positive cuts. Obviously, you don't want to see anyone lose their job. You want to see guys land on their feet and do well. But these two cuts had to be made. They were very good cuts that I think are going to lead to roster upgrades. The first of which was several days ago. Backup offensive tackle Calvin Anderson was cut. This one is kind of an under the radar. He was the end of the depth chart kind of guy. He was like the 9th or 10th offensive lineman. He was kind of serving as our like backup tackle. He played in 9 games this past year. We had a lot of injuries. A lot of offensive line guys in flux, but we're looking to solidify that now. We're looking to figure out Isaac Seumalo. We obviously have to figure out as Broderick Jones returns from injury if he is going to be the guy of the future. If we're going to take his 5th-year option, I don't think we should right now. But are we going to move him to guard? Is he going to play where Seumalo plays? How are they going to move this young line around? And what do they have as far as like the tackle spot with Dylan Cook, who was an undrafted free agent who came in at the end of last year? Broderick Jones had good moments and bad moments and then got injured. So we don't really know kind of what we have at tackle, but I think this is a good move. Like I said, Calvin Anderson played in 9 games last year. He's played in 13 games in the past 2 seasons. Didn't stand out one way or the other. Didn't have like any special performances or anything like that, but also like didn't play terribly. Was just kind of a guy. He's just there. He's a guy that you get anywhere. He's going to save us $2 million in cap space. Doesn't seem like a whole lot, but when you're thinking $2 million to go into free agency from a guy that is your 9th or 10th guy on the bench at tackle, we can get somebody as an undrafted free agent or sign a flyer on somebody's practice squad to do the job that Calvin Anderson did. So Calvin Anderson is gone. That saves us $2 million for our salary cap. And then the big one that happened yesterday, Jonnu Smith, the Arthur Smith signing from last year, the trade we made with the Dolphins to get Jonnu Smith, he's going to save us $7 million in cap space. Jonnu Smith was a guy that came out of Miami after his best season ever as a super athlete, pretty versatile guy, but just didn't fit here in Pittsburgh. He was an Arthur Smith kind of a hire. They tried to force feed the ball to him. He was running like 2-yard routes. He wasn't getting off the line of scrimmage. They were trying to give him the ball for carries. He was taking carries away from our running backs. He was taking targets away from Pat and Darnell and Connor Hayward. So Jonnu Smith last year played in all 17 games and had 54 targets, 38 catches for 222 yards and 3 total touchdowns, 2 receiving and 1 rushing, 20 yards rushing and a rushing touchdown as well. So 222 yards and 3 total touchdowns. Just again, a guy that just never materialized last year. Didn't always look healthy, was running short routes, wasn't super sure-handed as he was in the past, wasn't really getting downfield like he was in the past. He was a guy that had to go. He was the most obvious cut, in my opinion, on the entire roster to save money. $7 million now goes back into our account. That's because it's going to free up targets for Pat Freiermuth and Darnell Washington and gives us the option if we want to bring back Connor Hayward, who's a free agent, which I hope we do. I like him a lot for the Spartan package and for being a 3rd tight end. I know he's undersized, but he's a good route runner for a tight end. He's got good hands and he can do different things. Special teams guy, can run, can block, can catch. I like Connor. But even if we decide to take a flyer on Donald Parham or somebody else or draft a guy in the 7th round, it gives us room for a new 3rd tight end to come in and gives us more targets and formations to get Pat and Darnell on the field more. So, like I said, Calvin Anderson and Jonnu Smith are gone. 2 guys that really weren't doing anything special for us and or taking up snaps from other guys who could have been doing better, and saves us $9 million in the process. Tell me in the comments down below what you think of these moves. I think we all saw them coming. I think these are positives, but you tell me what you think. Please like, share, and subscribe to these Pittsburgh Steelers deep dives, and I'll bring you guys more news as it comes along. We are only a few days from free agency, and I can't wait. Go Steelers.